Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arnold's Gaming Spot here on the channel. We have so many things to... Why am I banging this thing on my table? I don't know. There's so many things to talk about. This is not a pre-recording or a short film. I'm straight up live talking to you. I'm going to be able to manage my stream some of the time because I have a broken laptop here, so don't blame me if anything goes wrong. I could get my headset, so I'm going to be able to control certain things. And right now, what you're seeing is a quick matchup versus Ice Gaming and Ice Gaming and Slice Esports. Both previous teams, both teams that have been like Slice Esports and Ice Gaming. They merged. They have all this crazy news about them, and then we're going to get to that much later. But we have some very interesting news to be talking about right now. So, okay. So we're good. We are underway. So I'm just going to don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. I'm just going to alert the BACS that I am live so they can come in. New teams can ask questions, and a lot of that stuff's going to go on. So that's going to be very good. And yes, I did. Yes, to my cousin that is watching, I did finish schoolwork. So yeah, okay. Alrighty, okay. So yeah, this is going to be a very informative stream. This is going to be very important because the information that is going to be shared here is going to be very crucial to a lot of teams that are trying to get into the BACS right now. So. Okay, so the first thing I want to start talking about right now is league play. Okay, let me just get closer to my microphone. The first thing I want to be talking about right now is league play. League play is very important, and it's going to make sure specific teams that are not that good, if they don't win a specific amount of games in league play, they might not be eligible to qualify for the BACS. So that's something very important to keep in notice and to keep in check. Just fix one thing, technical issue. Okay, there we go. So league play, please do join us for league play. League play starts August the 2nd, and then it goes on for a few weeks until September the 17th, and then that is going to be where the start of the preseason of the Winter Championships is going to start. There's a lot of questions and rumors around the teams that are possibly going to be qualifying in league play. There's so much information and rumors. Like, there's a lot of rumors that I do want to get to just a little bit later. The Muffin boys are rumored to be coming back into the BACS, but for the people that are coming in right now, if you do not know me, my name is ft.Abird for G00se, a BACS news, team, and gameplay analyst. So I do help monitor and look around what's happening in the league. It's very interesting to watch, to see what's happening in the league right now. So okay, so I want to talk about the the new rookie team. Everybody loves Ice Gaming. Oh man, who can miss out on Ice Gaming? They went through a lot of drama, but first things first, I want to talk about the very hard influential player Brody Bones, or most know him as Cosmix in the BACS. In his early videos, most people know him as Cosmix. His first season name was Cosmix, but now he's Brody Bones. Everyone knows him as Brody. Everything like that is happening, and it's just so nice to see. But I do want to talk about Ice Gaming. Ice Gaming. Oh man. Okay, so Ice Gaming is no longer a team. Well, it is, but it is not going to be competing in the BACS. Ice Gaming is a team that merged with Slice Gaming, which is a series that you are looking at right now. It's not the previous game because that was against a franchise team that was trying out. But the next game that you're about to see in like maybe 20 minutes, whenever I get my technical issues fixed in here, I do not know when, is going to be Ice Gaming versus Slice Esports. And Slice Esports, they came in as like the number 2, the number 3 team rated to win the championship, the BACS championship, and everyone was looking to them as like as whatchamacallit, as like the, how do I say this, as the team, like the number 2 seed going into the playoffs. Okay, one moment. Okay, so Slice Gaming was already the number 2 team they were already the number 2 team in the they were the number 2 rated team going into the playoffs. They were like, okay, people were saying that they're going to be like number 2 rated team going into the playoffs, and they were set to go up against the number 3 team, and everyone thought that number 3 team was going to be Ice Gaming. So they thought that this matchup, Slice Gaming, Ice Gaming, they thought there was going to be the top 2-3 teams. This is basically as in like basketball, or this is like basketball, NBA, or NBA type stuff. One, it's like the Lakers are number 1 team. No, like the Golden State Warriors are the number 1 team, and they're going up against the number 4 seed. Say it's the Suns, and then the Lakers are the number 1 team, and then they're going up against the number 2 team are the Lakers, and they're going to go up against a number 3 team. That's basically how it goes. You can feel like that can be a decently consistent. Like everyone was like looking at them like, okay, they're going to be a very decently consistent team. So they're going to really be a decently consistent team in the BACS. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back after this break. Welcome back to the BACS talk show. Here I have with me owner and host of the BACS, the actual BACS. Here I have with me iceboy. As if anyone knows anything about iceboy, you probably saw him in one of my videos posted about Rocket League and oh boy, it appears I have some technical issues at the moment. Ice, can you hear me? Ice, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright, that's good. So we can get this thing started off. I just have to do one tiny thing. And bam. Okay, I did that one tiny thing. I hope I am not glitching or anything, because that's very likely that I am. On my laptop. I just hope I'm not glitching. Here. Alright. I might have to join on my other laptop because... Okay, Ice, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just on you because there's a lot of stuff going on in my house right now. So yeah.
Alright, so I do have a lot of topics to talk about. We could bring on a few guests in about 20 minutes or so. But we are going to be talking about... Number one, we're going to be talking about Ice Gaming. Ice Gaming is a team... I still want to talk about Ice Gaming because Ice Gaming is a team that came into the league in the spring split, literally the end of the winter split. They came into the league in the spring split and then started performing just absolutely amazing and then just went off. Ice Gaming... So, if you're looking at the stream that is if you're looking at the video of the stream that is happening right now, the video that you are watching over my voiceover, it is actually Ice Gaming against Slice Esports, the number 2 team at the time in the beginning of the spring split, against the number 3 team, number 2 versus number 3. At the time, Ice Gaming was the number 3 team coming off their debut, and Slice is the number 2 team. They will think they're like the number 2 team. People are rating them as the number 2 team going in to go to the playoffs. So that is something very big, but I do want to talk about their story just a little bit. Ice Gaming just went wild. They have only lost 3 matches as an organization since they have come in to the BACS. So that's something big to notice about them. But they came in, they barely lost the Slice game. That's a spoiler to any of you that are watching the stream right now. So, oh boy, okay. But I do want to talk about Ice Gaming. They merged with Slice Gaming soon after this. The board of directors of Slice Esports actually was they were very impressed with Ice Gaming. And then Ice Gaming, soon after this, they played Dynasty. Were swept the number 1 team in the country, Dynasty, which made me go a little bit off about Dynasty. I'm very sorry about that for Dynasty fans. But there's a little beef between me and Dynasty. We're not going to talk about that. But after that, Slice Esports executives were very impressed. So Ice Gaming got picked up by Slice Esports. They merged and then called themselves Pargrin Interpreties. Very, very big for them. So, okay. So after they named themselves Pargrin Interpreties, they went on and they did very successful in scrimmages. They did very successful in the regular season. The regular season they did struggle, but they kept that top tier team form, and Ice Gaming as a team together have only lost 3 games since 3 matches in total since they have come into the BAC. That includes scrimmages. So you can already see how good of a team that Ice Gaming came in. But I do want to talk about how they are no longer with Parkland Interpreters. They are no longer with Parkland because of little issues that happened between the Mergee's owners, and now Ice Gaming is their own organization. It is called One Can Dream. The link to their Discord server and other things for One Can Dream are in the link in the description box below if you want to check that out. But here's a very good goal by th.Operations. th.Operations tying the game up. Not tying the game up. What are they doing? No, here's Talons. Here's Talons that you're watching right now. Talons is was the co-owner. He was the owner of Slice, and then he came, talked to his board of directors, everything. But now Ice and company are now under the name of One Can Dream. Their GC team name is Team Void or Void Gaming, or I think this is Void. I don't know. It's Void something. And then Ice Gaming is their Plat team, but their Champ and Diamond teams, I believe, are called what are they called? They are called Team Lunar. Recently, they've been doing very, very good in scrimmages and have qualified for league play starting August 2nd. Please join us for that. So it's already seen that Ice Gaming have the ability, but people are starting to call them the new Muffin Boys and Ice Game and Ice Boy. And this is where I'm going to need to talk to you about this, because people are starting to call them the new Muffin Boys. And everyone knows the Muffin Boys are the most dominant team in ever in the BACS history. And the Muffin Boys won 22 events. The Muffin Boys won 22 events in the BACS since 2019 or 18. And that includes regionals, majors, and championships. They have won, I believe, 4 championships since they came into the BACS, regionals, majors, and in between little big events in the BACS. They have won that as well, and that they are the most dominant team. They are more dominant than BACS. They played thousands of scrimmages since they have come into the BACS and have only lost a combined number of 34 scrimmages since 2018. I lost more scrimmages in a day. So, Iceboy, so you see the success that One Can Dream, or otherwise known as Ice Gaming, they've had in the BACS, and they're starting to show a big amount of a new Muffin Boys in them. Do you think that they can become the stronghold that Muffin Boys are?
I don't think they are able to reach up to it, though they do have a chance. The Muffin Boys are striving for the champions. Muffin Boys are actually undefeated. And Ice Gaming needs to up their game if they're going to be better than Muffin Boys. Muffin Boys are the undefeated and always will be. Ice Gaming, they can live up to that. If they just try to put as much work as they can in, they have a chance, and they could become the new Muffin Boys.
That is very, very true. The Muffin Boys, as everybody knows, are the best team, and now the Muffin Boys are now back to being a franchise team, because this is going to be alert, everyone, alert, get your ears open, because this is a big one. This is going to be a quick roster change announcement. The Muffin Boys actually are no longer a team anymore, and they're back to being a franchise team, meaning they are open to any single person, anyone. Okay, 1 moment, I have to get something set up. Here, there we go.
Oh, okay. Where are you, right?
Okay, I'm back. So the Muffin Boys are now open to being an open franchise team. The Muffin Boys, as you know, they now have their rights sold, and they're back to being a franchise team. So any single person that can pick the Muffin Boys up, or anyone that occupies the roster under the name Muffin Boys, they're going to have 22 events won under their name in the BACS. They're going to have the season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4. Season 1, season 2, Season 3 and mid-season championship titles on their name in the BACS Discord because of their success. It is all of that. So that is that's something very big that is playing out right now. But answering Colton Hammond's question, he asked, can my team try out, please, for the BACS? Yes, they can. They don't exactly need to try out. They just have to get through a quick process. Very easy. DM Abird, hashtag 9184. DM ABIRD, hashtag. My numbers on the hashtag are 9184. Get that down. I'm going to be saying that every few minutes just in case anyone wants to get a team under the belt. But Slice Esports, because of the merge, is no longer in the BACS. Ice, have you seen any of Slice Esports gameplay?
No, I haven't.
Because I do want to bring, I don't know how I can get this, but I could bring one of Slice Esports players up. But I do want to switch topics real quick. I want to talk about, okay, yeah. Alright. I want to talk about Blizzard Esports. We're now known as Amulet Esports. I really quickly want to talk about their journey in the BACS and as an organization as a whole. But iceboy, as you in Amulet Esports, what type of organization do you describe them as?
Amulet Esports is a very good organization, and one of the members is a good friend of Steven. The one I'm talking to right now is that. But Amulet is a team I am a part of, so Amulet has to be a very great and upcoming team. I feel like they have a chance to win like everything. I don't know. Amulet Esports is a very good upcoming team, and they have some chances to do very big stuff.
That is very true. And Amulet Esports, I really quickly want to talk about their journey. Number one, they started off August 2020 as a club named the Streamers. It consisted of me. It had me, Abird, which is me, Jason, and a few of the people that are on the Brawl Stars team. It was mainly a Brawl Stars organization, and they competed in many Brawl Stars tournaments, went pretty well for them. And then they had a little Fortnite club as well until December of 2020 when they started playing a lot of Rocket League. Around February, they decided to make an organization based around Rocket League, mainly Rocket League, not exactly around Brawl Stars anymore. And their team name was called Pro Advancing Hero Squad. My first ever Rocket League BACS, or then called the Junior RLCS stream ever, was actually of Pro Advancing Hero Squad versus North American Gaming. So if you want to see how good Pro Advancing Hero Squad was, you can go and check out that stream. They played absolutely amazing and swept North American Gaming. But then again, they're North American Gaming, no disrespect. But if you want to hear more information about Amulet, but they did go on to win the mini regional championship against Pyro Esports in the Pyro's, I believe, third or fourth match ever, where iceboy here actually did play for Pyro and he played in that matchup, and it was the same matchup where Delusion and Not Solar were 1v1ing after in the same stream, but afterward that matchup for the 1v1 title and 1v1 freestyling BACS title, and Not Solar did win that title. So Not Solar won the championship.
Talking about Pyro in this situation, as an old member of them, I do know that they have quit. The reason Pyro quit is because everyone wanted to go their own ways, and we thought like we would just make it back when we get older so we could give it just another try. We weren't that successful with the clan. This is why we quit.
To answer Colton Hammond's question, you don't have Discord but you want to try out, I would recommend there is very limited communication outside of Discord, where you're going to be. Oh wait, okay.
When we get older.
Okay, there's very limited communication that's outside Discord that you can to use to be in the league. You need to have either Twitter, Instagram, or Discord. Discord is the most convenient way since most people do not use Instagram or Twitter. And the Twitter account for the BACS is not completely ready yet, and the BACS managers are not using Twitter to organize the games. So I believe you have to. I think you're gonna have to download or go to the Discord website, ft.Abird 1984 Abird 89 hashtag 1984. If you're not using Discord, you are going to have to find. You're going to have to friend Ano da boy, which is all in underscores ANO underscore DA underscore BOI on Instagram to try to communicate with him so he can get you. What console? Any console is allowed in the BACS. You can use Switch, PC, Xbox, PS4. I don't even know if there's another console you can use for Rocket League. Who knows? It could be actually making a Rocket League mobile. They're making their own Rocket League mobile, but they could make their own game. It's the same as that game on mobile, where you're able to connect versus console players and whatnot. Like Fortnite. I imagine that would be so cool. But if you want more information, ANO underscore DA underscore BOI on Instagram or ABIRD89 hashtag 1984 on Discord if you do want to join the league. But what are you? What do you mean? You mean what console am I? You mean what console am I? Is that your question?
He's talking about our organization, the Backs. The Backs is an organization made up of team members like G00se champs. It's like a mini junior LCS basically for small players like Diamonds, Champs, and GCs. And people compete in it on Rocket League to see, it's like a tournament basically. We haven't started league play yet. We're holding off on that till August 2nd, I believe. But yes, if there's any other questions, we will answer them.
Okay, thank you for answering that because I had no idea. But we are an organization. We were used to be called the Junior RLCS. As you know, we used to be called the Junior RLCS due to Rival Esports alerting us on some type of trade marketing platform. They alerted us that we had to change our name back to our old name, BACS. So we literally had the Rival Esports operation manager. As you know, Rival Esports, a professional esports team with 12,000 Discord members or something. They're a professional esports team. So Rival Esports Pulse as well, but yeah, we got reached out. Too. So it was very enlightening for us. So, but we didn't even know that they knew about us. But after Rival Esports did talk about us. But yeah, but we're now August the 2nd. League play. We're hosting lots of scrimmages. We are hosting a 1v1 tournament, 2v2 tournament, and 3v3 scrimmages that are going to be happening. There's going to be a 2v2 tournament really, really soon, so DM me on Discord. Once again, my Discord is Abird89, hashtag 9184. To get me on Discord so you can hear about that 2v2 if you want to enter, or that 1v1, or maybe you want to enter your team in the 3v3 scrimmage. So Okay. Alright, so we're gonna... Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
I'll make it right now. I make it right now. This one is
Alright. Okay, if anyone has any more questions, do put them in the chat. I urge you to put them in the chat so we can talk. So you want your questions answered about the league, the Muffin Boys legacy. Oh my God, that's what I wanted to talk about. I just looked back at my title and I looked at Muffin Boys legacy drama. Oh yes. Okay, so iceboy, I want to ask you this question. So as you know, we talked about the Muffin Boys just a little bit earlier, and the Muffin Boys, you know, everyone knows they're a team, the best team in BACS history, by far, better than BDS. Probably, like they were diamonds. I don't think it was called diamonds back in 2018, but they were diamonds as they know now. They came in and they were destroying grand champs and champs in 2018. So the Muffin Boys, they won 22 events, including regionals, little majors, and championships since 2018 Do you think that their legacy is at stake? Like their legacy, are they known? Since the Muffin Boys disbanded, they don't have the same players anymore, and some players are looking to occupy the Muffin Boys space. So, are the Muffin Boys, like the name of the Muffin Boys, like if you're a team, like say Colton Hammond's team, they go in and they become the Muffin Boys, right? And they go in and they become the Muffin Boys, and they immediately have that name of they immediately have the name of 22. They have the team name of the 22 event winners, all that crazy stuff. So if they don't perform, so if say Colton Hammond's team does not perform as well as the Muffin Boys did, since he's now occupying the Muffin Boys, if they do not compete as good as the Muffin Boys did, do you think that the Muffin Boys name is going to go in the trash?
I do not think that. If there's newer members knowing about the Muffin Boys, we're gonna have to tell them the history about the Muffin Boys and everything. The newer members might think the Muffin name is Boys, or the Muffin Boys name might be Boys Trash, but those are newer members. We gotta explain the history, and if somebody's gonna take the Muffin Boys legacy, it has to be somebody that can live up to their legacy. Because you can't just take a legacy when you're really bad at the game. You have to at least live up to what they did and be able to play. And be able to play as they did. Just be full on out. You have to become the Muffin Boys if you want to be the Muffin Boys. You know what I mean? Muffin Boys were a top tier team. They were supreme. The Muffin Boys, I don't think anybody's going to be able to take their name anytime soon. But there might be a chance somebody might be able to live up to it. But until then, Muffin Boys legacy rests assured.
Oh yes. Well, yeah, that's a very good explanation by iceboy. I want to ask you one more question. Do you think that the legacy do you think that since 3 new players are going to come on the Muffin Boys team?
Okay, so I've been using
The world is not
I can already notice the lifting effects. It's a new
Sorry for anyone watching my stream. Is weird, but okay. So if the Muffin Boys come on so if three completely new players come onto the scene and occupy the Muffin Boys, do you think that it will matter do you think that the Muffin Boys should be still considered with that top tier legacy?
I think the Muffin Boys were a top tier team, so they deserve top tier people. Like, the Muffin Boys should be just like a diamond jewel, and people should be trying to buy it. And the way you can buy it is by testing your skills and putting them to the test. There should be somebody holding the Muffin Boy like in a freaking, I don't know, like a store. Maybe like the Muffin Boy is the title you have to earn by showing skills.
Yeah.
So like showing your skills off, if you're like an SSL, a full team of SSLs, the Muffin Boy title just doesn't go through automatically. You might be the worst SSL in the world, who knows? You have to live up to their legacy if you want the Muffin Boy title.
Okay, yeah, that's very true. So basically what you're saying right now is anybody that gets the Muffin Boys is going to be under pressure to live up to the expectations.
Basically, yeah, they have to be under pressure all the time because, like, basically, if you don't live up to what the Muffin Boys did, you're basically just letting the whole team down, and then you're just gonna go in the trash. But if you live up to it, the history's gonna go on, and it's gonna be placed somewhere in like that's history. But the Muffin Boys were a top tier team, so it needs top tier new players.
Very, very, very. And I also want to go to the fact that the people are really starting to come up with the Muffin Boys. Up and coming players, 14-year-olds, they're trying to get their name in the BACS. They're trying to get their name in the BACS just by taking that Muffin Boys team and proving it and getting it to the next level. They're trying to throw themselves to the next level. It's going to be very hard to do, but they're really trying hard to get them to the next level. They really want it. But talking about changes, okay, if we're going to be talking about roster changes here or anything that has to do with legacy, we are going to have to talk about team comeback. Let's just say that their team is defined by mostly low moments, for their previous players. They came into the BACS. They did not do good in their first ever season in the BACS, which was actually the second split or the second circuit of season 1. And so what happened was they did not do good. They decided to kick one of their players, and they brought a new player on, a very, very good player called TCA. TCA, oh my God. He was so good. He was such a good rookie, and he just performed at the top level almost everywhere. And they just exploded into just goodness. They beat the Muffin Boys in the quarterfinals. They went to the circuit finals and they won the tournament, and that for them was very big considering considering that they were a new team and they were not known in any way possible. People are trying to get Team Comeback. People are trying to get Team Comeback to come people are trying to occupy Team Comeback and try to bring them to a next level team. They were not able to qualify for the spring. They were not able to qualify for the spring split. So Blizzard Esports and Team Meteor played a scrimmage that knocked them out of the summer split. And that's a scrimmage that me and Iceboy did commentate together. And they knocked them out of the summer split. So they were not able to compete in the qualifiers for the summer split after Team Meteor lost. Blizzard needed to lose for the team Comeback to get to have a chance of getting into the summer split. No, it didn't happen. Blizzard did what Blizzard usually does and swept Team Meteor. Don't get me wrong, it was a very, very close scrimmage, and me and Iceboy, we were screaming almost every minute because the were happening were just crazy. Colton Hammond, he just Team Muffin Boys. Oh man, they're such a good team. The Muffin Boys.
Back to the Muffin Boys. Something that is really stupid is that random people are gonna take Muffin Boys, not because like, oh, I want to carry on the legacy and stuff. Not because that. They're going to take the Muffin Boys title just for the fame. They're going to be taking the Muffin Boys title only for the fame. They don't care about if you're good or not. I think some people are going to be just trying to take the Muffin Boys fame and bring it on to them because all they care about is being famous.
Yeah, they want to have the fame. They want to get their name out. And if they take the 10-year-olds, this is iceboy. This is exactly what he said. This is fun, but it's very informative and it's very, very true. 10-year-olds that are wanting to take the Muffin Boys legacy. They're coming on. They want to have the Muffin Boys because they just want to be known. They want to try to get their name out there at 10, 11, 12, 14 years old, 13 years old, 15 years old. They're trying to get into the RLCS. The Muffin Boys, some of the Muffin Boys players are actually semi-pros and one had a pretty decent stint with the team, and it was credited to the BACS to start their careers off. And it was just so, man, I'm just it's so true. They want it, so if they think that they could just do so good, they think that they can do very good as the Muffin Boys. No, you have to face teams like Ice Gaming. Muffin Boys was originally a low champ diamond team, so now they're going to be entered into a franchise team. So no, it's not going to be that easy. You're going to have to be facing teams like Dynasty, who I want to talk about a little later. They are a franchise team now since most of Dynasty disbanded. And Dynasty are now a franchise team since most of Dynasty's roster left. And you're going to be facing organizations like OCD, Team Meteor, 8-Inch, Team Fusion, Team Defy, Team Proud, Team Aurora. So many top tier champ teams that are going to be coming onto the scene that I want to talk about later, including Anslide Esports and Amulet Esports. So that is going to be something that I can talk about. Please, is there a way we can talk about getting me onto a team? That's a question that Colton Hammond just asked. It has to be through Discord. I don't see it happening anywhere else. Discord is the main platform from the league. So Discord here. The BACS Discord link is in the description box below. Let me see if it's still valid. It's not valid, so I have to send another one. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Put in the chat so you can find the place.
Okay, another thing Colton Hammond said that I'm just looking back at now, is that he says, I got Team Muffin Boys. Alright, Muffin Boys, huh? Muffin Boys, that's your own.
He don't start an Ice Boy up.
Muffin Boys, huh? Muffin Boys. Alright, what rank are you? Go on, tell me, what rank are you?
I believe Colton, he came to my 1-year YouTube anniversary stream, and he claimed champ.
Okay. Champ, right? Okay, Colton. Get on Rocket League, alright? Once we get on Rocket League, I'm gonna need you to add me, and then I'm gonna test you out to see if you're worthy for Muffin Boys. Muffin Boys is like a title in the WWE now, I swear. You gotta contend for it, man. I suck. I'm freaking fat, man. But I'll still test you out, bro.
the Muffin Boys, like, you can't say enough about them, like, oh yeah,
Muffin Boys.
The Muffin Boys are the Muffin Boys. You can't say anything else. The Muffin Boys are the team in the BACS. So, yeah, it is very. It's so nice to see a lot of these teams. They're trying to compete. They're trying to contend. They gotta live up to it, but a lot of them it's like, for them it's hard for them to live up to the hype. Like, we saw this with what team was that called? We saw this with, what's that team's name? Oh yeah, we saw this with Leaf Gaming. Leaf Gaming, their whole team disbanded. They left. Their whole team just said bye-bye to each other, and then a new roster came in, took over Leaf Gaming, and then they thought they could be as good as Leaf Gaming. Leaf Gaming was a pretty decent team in the BACS. They're as decent as a team like Cobra's Esports, like under that Ice Gaming mark. They're very decent. And a new team came in trying to take over Leaf, thinking that they can be as good. They proved not. They proved that people that are trying to occupy new teams can be absolutely phenomenally terrible. And I'm not capping about that either. That is, they came on, they went 1-15 in the Winter Championship 2020 Winter Championship. So you have to be very, very careful about who you're playing, and then you have to be careful about who you occupy, because you have to scrimmage the teams first. You have to make sure you have what it takes to win. So, do you think? Okay, so Ice. Now I'm gonna get into. We talked a lot about Ice Gaming. We talked a lot about we talked a little bit about Blizzard / Amulet, and then we talked about the Muffin Boys. I want to ask you a question that is going to be controversial. So,
ready for it?
It's my fault if you get under fire by some people in the BACS by you answering this question. But it's a question that a lot of analysts are afraid to answer. But this is actually about Dynasty. Dynasty disbanded their whole. Everyone except for Itachi left Dynasty. Dynasty were a low grand champ team and a #1 team in North America in the spring split up until Ice Gaming dethroned them. Not until Blaze Esports dethroned them. So, about that, do you think, oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. Do you think, can Itachi bring a possible new 2 more players on the roster for this team Dynasty? As good as he was, can he bring 2 more players up for a Dynasty championship? This is only a controversial question because they know how I feel about Dynasty, and after they lost in a reverse sweep to Ice Gaming, and it was probably the most embarrassing loss ever for any team. I just attacked Dynasty. I'm sorry, Dynasty. They proved me wrong week 1 of the BACS, so so now you know that BACS analysts can be wrong sometimes. But can Itachi bring a set of 2 new players up for the BACS? Can he do well with 2 new players? What do you think?
Okay, I have a question for somebody in the chat. I have a question for Colton. Colton, you have a friend that plays Rocket League and pretty good. I'm assuming he does. Okay, Colton, you join Dynasty, and then your friend too. Okay, boom, done. Dynasty has 2 new members already. Okay, but jokes aside, I think he's able to do it. There is some up-and-coming potential people looking for clans, and I can already shout them out just in my mind. In my friend group, I have some people that are looking for clans but can't find any, so I can help with that too. But there's also some people on many social media websites, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and everything. So it's definitely.
There's another very controversial question I did want to ask. There is the removal of the gold and the diamond, no, the gold and the plat leagues in the BACS. There's the removal of the gold and the plat teams in the gold and the plat leagues and divisions in the BACS. So now it's now just diamond, champ, and grand champ, and then the SSL 1v1 division. Do you think it was good for the BACS to remove the gold and plat teams? Because the BACS did mention that they're losing quite a bit of money from the competitions between the 2 leagues, and people are are refusing to donate if half of their money is going to be going to the plat and gold leagues, because it just doesn't make sense. Same with diamond for them. So do you think it is okay? So I want you to think of the 2 perspectives of this. Do you think it's good for the BACS that they removed it? Yes or no? In many different perspectives, or do you think it's good? And do you think it's good for the players? Yes or no? Looking at their perspectives, what do you think?
From the players, I think they're going to be bored watching it, but even if they're played, I don't think anybody would watch them play besides you, because you would have to be doing commentating, right? Nobody really wants to watch gold and plat battle, man. From my experiences of the plat and lobbies, I've seen some really bad people. Okay? And then, since Max abandoned the golden plat, the players have been bored because some of them wanted to play, but then they didn't get a chance, like me. But I'm not that bored, man. I've got a lot of gold in this, but golden plat divisions, I think it was great for us to let them go because they're most time wasters. I don't think anybody would watch them, and basically, we would do nothing with them. As I hosted the plat division, it was pretty sad for me to let go of the plat division, but it was for the best, so I wasn't that sad, but still, right? The plat division and the gold division, I think it was best for us to let them go, and then we didn't do anything really with them. We only focused on mainly diamond, champion, GC. So mainly, I think it was best for us to let them go.
Yeah, and then okay, wait. Okay, so I think iceboy has a very, very good point. It's pretty boring to watch them play against each other, but the same thing is the golds and the plats have been trying to they've been trying to get each other. They really want to play each other for something, and they've been asking for these plat and gold leagues. But yeah, we did have to let them go because number one, the players, it didn't make sense. There's no really one managing the gold division, and it doesn't even make sense to have it. But the golds, they do want to compete, and the golds, it's just very. But we had no teams in gold, so it didn't really matter. So we had to get rid of the gold division as well. So, but there's now talk. Now this is where players are starting to get mad in what the BACS is trying to do here. They are trying to. The BACS has been saying 2 things and could implement 2 things. One, either they completely remove the diamond division for the BACS until the preseason of the championships. This includes league play. They remove it for league play and the majority of the championships. Or they have the diamonds. They don't play as much scrimmage. They don't play as much scrimmages, but they do not win any money in competitive BACS made tournaments. Which one do you think is going to be better for the player base? And what do you think about the players' reaction, which they do not like it? What do you think about it?
I think for the no money one and have like less scrimmages, but I mean, yeah, if you got no money from competitions and stuff, right? That would make them pretty mad. But we could probably sort it out some way. We don't have to give them money, like, obviously, we don't have to give them money. We could give them like a different word, like credits or something, I don't know. What I'm saying is that it's all...
Sorry, let's iceboy for a second. He's gonna... Okay, iceboy, keep talking.
Oh, okay, even if we didn't give them money for like the rewards, they would still get a reward which is different, like credits or something, right?
Yeah.
We could give different rewards for their wins. And then going back to the gold and flat divisions, I think something that would be good is that on matches, we could ask both of the teams to bring out like their plat and gold players. And then when we start commentating it, we could say these are weird spin-offs and like funny things we could do to get people, it's like funny. So it's just funny to get people laughing, you know? So like randomly, sometimes we can make probably like spin-offs. And like when there's a game about to start, we could ask the teams to swap their players for like their gold and flat players. And then it would kind of be like a gold and flat spin-off. And it would be really funny for players and stuff, yeah. And plus, they would actually get some time to play and like not watch.
I'm gonna have to cut you off right here. But ladies and gentlemen, right after this, we are going to be right back with an upcoming BACS rookie and a potential RLCS very good player, Goose. Right back when we come back right after this.
Thuxa, no.
Hello everybody, we are back live with more BACS action. Here, as I said and promised you guys at the end of the break, I got a very up and coming BACS and potential RLCS player in the form of Goose. Most people know him as Jay. Has amazing YouTube content and more. You can reach out to him, and you can reach from him at least through the BACS, so you can get directly to him if you want to like do any technical collabs and stuff. But it's going to be his decision, whatnot. But everyone, we are back with some more BACS action. My name is Abird. Here I have Goose and his teammate playing on Team Defy with me. We're going to be asking him a few questions. But number one on the BACS, your what you've had a stint with a lot of different teams, and you have proved to be probably like the best, one of the best players on almost every team you go to. You have had an amazing mindset, and you have just been great. There's nothing else I can say. You have just played so good. But
thanks.
I do want to ask you. So you're going to be able to qualify for the RLCS very, very soon. So if you're going to be going up with the RLCS, you're currently with Team Defy. Would you be on the RLCS qualifying with Team Defy? Do you want to stay with Team Defy?
I plan on it, but if things change to where it can't be like that, then I won't. But for now, for the first foreseeable future, yeah, because that's the team that I'm on. I plan on being on it as long as possible, but if anything changes and I'll still be with the same people, but we may have to have a name change. If that does have to happen, then we'll just change around the name, but I plan on staying with Team Defy.
Okay, so I believe I did hear from one of the managers of Team Defy that you played in the scrimmage, is that correct? You and Team Defy.
Well, we haven't had any of our scrims yet, but yesterday we had like a Heat Seeker fun match against another team, but that wasn't really anything big because they forfeit in the first round.
Alright. Have you played with your teammates yet?
The only person I play with is Thuxa. I'm doing like a little road to Grand Champ with him. But we're still looking for a third, and we have 2 subs out of 3 subs so far, so.
Okay. So, since everybody knows how good you are, I have seen Thuxa play, he has been absolutely amazing. Iceboy, your question will be answered at the next break. But you two were very, very good. But so I do want to see, so how far do you think in the BACS you're going to be able to go with each other? Like, because
as far as you can go, as far as physically and limitlessly possible.
Okay, so you guys, yeah. At one point, there were rumors about you taking the Muffin boys, who have won 22 major events in the BACS. As everyone knows, just such an amazing team and whatnot. So everyone was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna be very good on the Muffin boys since you've already shown how good you can be. So so how far do you think you and thuxa can go in the Champ League in the BACS? Because through you as almost a Grand Champ and him being a High Diamond 3, I believe they're going to put you in Champ. So how far do you think you can go, say, league play? 16 games. How many games do you think that you can win, especially against teams like Ice Gaming and North American Hornets and whatnot? So.
Considering that recently I've achieved Supersonic Legend in ones and thuxa is just growing, I feed him information and he immediately grows on it. Within the next 5 minutes, he'll fix that problem, and then the next game will just peak. So I think we could go as far as possible. I think it's kind of unfair to everyone else that I play because I'm SSL in ones and I've had a top 100 player rage quit because of me. I've told you about that in ones in a tournament. So,
and I did see
in thuxa, he's just insane. He learns very quickly and he's mechanically gifted, so.
And for people that don't even know about this, how good this man is, he actually matched up against an SSL in 1v1 and the sub for FaZe Mala. So he literally even had the title of some RLCS challenger.
RLCS some major elite.
RLCS major elite. So you could already see it, and he performed very, very well against them. So you can already see the potential and in this new upcoming Team Defy. So I want to talk about two teams, Team Comeback and Team Muffin Boys. You were rumored to take both of them at one time. So you already know the success of the Muffin Boys, and you know the lack of success of Team Comeback. If you were in a position where you were a free agent and a franchise team with you, thuxa, and the rest of Team Defy, would you rather take Team Comeback because of the lack of success, and you can already feel that you can bring them into a point where they can excel, their name can be risen up and excel, or do you want to take the Muffin Boys, 22 major event winners, and the pressure is going to be on? Do you think that you can keep that top elite name status? Which would you rather take in certain situations?
I feel like in this situation I'd rather take Team Comeback because they're like rumored to be a worse team, and Muffin Boys have already had their fair share of fame and stuff. So if I could take Team Comeback and like help them to win titles and stuff like that, and majors and splits and stuff like that, if we can win, my goal is to go undefeated. So if I go undefeated with Team Comeback, then that's literally their name, Team Comeback. That would be amazing. So.
Yeah. They have been rumored to be getting a roster soon, so I do want to patch people about that closer to the end of the stream. But thuxa, I do want to talk. I want to ask you basically the same question. If you were, which would you rather take? Like the stronghold of the Muffin Boys, they're going to be placed as a franchise team because they are because as I did mention, they are whatchamacallit, I forgot the name. They are, they started off as a champ team, but they ended up becoming a grand champ team, a high grand champ team by the time that they finished off. But since they started off in low champ, they are going to be placed in champ. So what do you think? What would you rather take the Muffin Boys, so much success, or would you rather revive Team Comeback? What would you do?
Oh man, I would have to take. I want to revive Team Comeback because I want them to become better, and I don't just want to be selfish and be with the other team because Team Comeback, they seem like a good team, just not that much, and I want to join them. I hope to help them, but yeah, I'd rather join them and revive their clan or team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one technical issue real quick I have to fix. Alright. Okay, so... Okay, it does look like we're going to be bringing in one of the co-owners of the BACS in just a moment. Okay. Okay, so another question. Ice Gaming, if you were in this situation and you were champ, I said Ice Gaming, iceboy. If you're in this situation and you're a champ and you have a chance to take the Muffin Boys and continue their legacy, or you could just completely, or not, or you can take Team Comeback and maybe, and whatnot. What would you rather take in this situation?
I would take Team Comeback because the Muffin Boys legacy, I don't know if I would be able to, I don't think I would be able to, carry it on. I don't think I would be worthy. But Team Comeback, however, I think I could bring that back. I could probably just get another couple of players that are pretty good, and then I could revive Team Comeback, and maybe we could actually come back as Team Comeback.
So all of you really having the same exact opinion about this situation. This is going to turn out very interesting. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right, everyone. We're going to take one more quick break, and we're going to be back after this with possibly a new guest. And this show is going to turn into something that I did not even think it would be in the first when they first started this. This with a possibly a new guest, and this show is going to turn. I did not even think it would be in the first when they first started this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the BACS podcast. Here I have with me, and I did say our new guest, Not Solar. And as you actually, if you're seeing Not Solar, if you just recognize that the name Not Solar, it's because you were a few minutes ago you were literally won against a Delusion. After the Pyro and Blizzard matchup. So while I was playing that video, it actually came up. So I didn't even know until I looked down at my laptop. So we actually have Not Solar here. We have the man himself and the second and the runner-up in the BACS Spring Split MVP. We have Not Solar. So I want to interview you a lot about your gameplay, about your team, and a few questions about about BACS franchise teams. So the first question I want to ask you is a question that I just ask all of these guys before the break. Muffin, would you rather take the Muffin Boys or Team Comeback? Muffin Boys are a team that have won 22 major events in the BACS since they have come into the BACS. And Team Comeback is a team with only one event win, and it was a beginners tournament, and it was a very bad beginners tournament, and it was a diamond beginners tournament, and they're champs, so they basically got that free. And but Team Comeback does not have, they're not known as a good team. So would you rather revive a Team Comeback or live up to the expectations of being a Muffin Boy?
Well, I'd probably be a Muffin Boy because Team Comeback, they just seem like they don't have much experience, only one game. And the Muffin team, they got like 22 wins, 22 major event wins, so I'd probably go with that team.
Okay, I forgot to mention, the Team Comeback's been in the BACS for a long time, and Muffin Boys have had, in those 22 major events, the whole Muffin Boys roster are left number 1. 2 of them are SSL, so they're semi-pros, and the third one is actually a GC that could not find any of the teammates that were on quote-unquote on his level, and so they decided to so the Muffin Boys decide. So he did. Okay, so basically, long story short, they're no longer in the BACS, but if you are but their franchise team is still remaining, so you can occupy that team. But you have the chance to go to a team, you will automatically earn the title of 22 major event winner and elite player. So would you still go to that team?
Yeah, I probably would, yeah.
Okay, so we already heard everyone else's opinions. Everyone else said they'll go to Team Comeback. I did not put on my opinion because I don't exactly know how to feel about that situation. Okay, so now we can go to the next topic. Oh my god, that's so weird. I just realized the next topic is literally about ice gaming. And Not Solo was the runner-up on the MVP. He was on Ice Gaming, and he literally has the Ice Gaming Discord logo, so this is going to be interesting. About Ice Gaming, I was actually going to ask everyone if they're going to become the next Muffin Boys, because we've seen how good Ice Gaming can be. They have already won the US East South Regional Championship, before this spring split ended. So they have already been playing dominant. They have only lost 3 matchups since they have been in the BACS in total. So Ice Gaming now named in the organization, picked up by One Can Dream organization. So do you think that, since most of you have seen Muffin Boys the Ice Gaming gameplay, and you see how good that they can be, and you've already heard that they have just been so good, especially against teams like Slice Esports. They reverse swept Dynasty with Not Solar at the primary in that series, and they just absolutely demolished teams like Golden Gaming and other franchise free agent teams. So do you think that Ice Gaming can still perform at the best level upcoming this league play when they're going to go up against much harder competition? I want to start with iceboy.
I don't know about this one. I think Ice Gaming has potential, but they gotta live up to what the Muffin Boys did if they're actually gonna try to become them. The Ice Gaming is a good team, don't get me wrong. They're like amazing, right? They defeated many good teams like, I don't know, Emily Esports for reference, right? And Emily Esports, they're really good too. And I know that because I'm on Emily. But Ice Gaming, when you have a chance to become the Muffin Boys, I wouldn't necessarily say become the Muffin Boys, but I would say live up to them. Live up to the Muffin Boys.
Or
be as good as.
Yeah. Alright, so we already heard from Iceboy. He thinks that they're good potential. It's going to be at the moment. I basically heard that it could be a moment's attention. It could be it's going to be very close. But The next I want to go to Goose. So you've already heard about Ice Gaming. You're actually set to scrimmage them very soon. So what do you think about them? Could they become the next Muffin Boys, or do you think they can become as good as the Muffin Boys, or do you think they're not going to be as dominant because the more better teams are going to be coming in? What do you think?
So I don't think they could become as good as them. I don't think they could grow to their full potential because of some of the players' egos. But I think if they take on a different mentality, they could definitely pose a problem for some of the teams in the league. But I think some other teams like Blaze would just destroy them.
Yeah, Blaze.
But I think if they take on the wrong mindset and not the I'm better, this is my rank, when they probably have some dookie chemistry, I think they need to work on stuff instead of coming at it like, I'm better, I'm me, I can beat you in a 1v1, I can do this, that. But what other teams that are actually successful are doing are, we play good as a team, we have excellent chemistry and rotations, and we're not full of ourselves. So I think if they come with that approach, they could actually do something really dangerous.
And, Goose, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but Goose at the time as Velos Esports had an interesting conversation with the owner of Ice Gaming, Brody, or known as most Cosmics, a little bit, but they were set, long story short, that they want to 3v3 each other, their teams going up against each other. That is a match that everyone in the BACS wanted to see. It hasn't come yet since May, but they are set to go up against each other very, very soon. And another player that Goose disagrees with, Not Solar, he was previously on Ice Gaming, so we did have an interview with you, Not Solar, back in the beginning of the spring, no, in the middle of the spring split, and you were talking about your time and your stint on Ice Gaming, and it was pretty interesting. But what do you think that they can be as good as the Muffin Boys, since you've already played with them?
Well, Ice Gaming's a really good team. I think they have potential of being as good, but I don't know, it's kind of a tough one, because they are definitely a really good team. But yeah, as Goose said, they do definitely kind of have a little bit of a high ego, because I was on the team and I could definitely see it in the comms and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and then you do know Hunter. There was a very crazy situation about there was a very.
I don't think we should talk about that on the podcast. That's probably something.
I won't.
But something,
Yeah. But Hunter, the MVP of the spring split, has proven to be probably the best mechanical player as a rookie player ever. Probably the best mechanical player as a rookie ever in the BACS. So Hunter has continued to have that basically godlike form. I did a short movie on them about a week and a half ago. Ice Gaming versus Cobra's Esports scrimmage, and Ice Gaming did win it. So Ice Gaming are just our team. They're so good. But Ice Gaming and Hunter is the one that led the charge. And here's the funny thing about it. Hunter is actually a sub, but Hunter is rated the top mechanical player in the league and has been rated that since early of the spring split. Now he's people are not exactly saying Hunter is the best mechanical player much anymore, because there are so many new teams coming into the scene. But they are still having him as top 5, top 10 picks as their top mechanical player. Do you think that Hunter, as a mechanical player, can stay at that top level? I think I want to go Not Solo, because I know that you've seen his gameplay since you played with him, and it showed with Ice Gaming versus North American Gaming and Ice Gaming versus Dynasty, the #1 team at the time. So what do you think about it? Do you think that he can maintain his top mechanical form?
Well, as you said, there is a lot of teams joining the league, and what is he, like, Champ 3? Champ 3 or DC1? So, I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain that, because I definitely think there is many players more mechanical than him. As I saw, his mechanics were really good, but I think there's definitely at least one person who will have better mechanics than Hunter. So yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to maintain that spot of best mechanical player.
And have any, besides Fanat Solar, has anyone here seen Hunter's gameplay?
I have on an old video. This was right when I discovered your channel. I googled Junior LCS because I wanted to see if it was a thing. And I saw one game, I forget who was playing who, but I saw it and I was in awe. He had chemistry with one other person. I don't quite remember who it was, but they had amazing chemistry.
All right, and does anyone else? Ice, have you seen his gameplay?
No, only if we're talking about the Hunter from Pyro, then yeah, but I think we're not talking about him, so it must be the one from my gaming creator, right?
Yeah,
But if we're talking about him, no, I have not seen any gameplay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to another BACS break. After this break, we're going to bring back another guest, and we're going to be talking about the legacy of some teams and if new rosters and roster changes will determine the legacies and the team names. We'll be right back. welcome back to the VACS podcast. You know, I have a good friend of mine, cool guy. He is going to be a guest helping us host this tiny podcast here. But we have a lot of questions, and then so we got so much stuff to talk about. But I'm going to have to go here to Goose, and he is actually going to talk just a little bit about a subject that I forgot about that we do need to talk about. So Goose, you can take over.
Alright, so what I was gonna say is like the player base. There are a lot of players and not enough teams, what I feel like. So there's so many players and not enough teams that players can't really get the recognition that they like deserve, if that makes sense. Because there will be a GC1 that's just chilling playing with his team, and then there will be another GC1. Let's say the first GC1 was on Ice Gaming and the second one was on, let's say the second one was on like Team Comeback. The first GC would obviously be like getting a lot, but I think the second GC wouldn't really have a chance to do much, which is, I feel like, a problem.
Why would they get? Why wouldn't they get a chance to do that?
I think their team name would bring them down a lot.
Okay.
Their team name would bring them down a lot, I feel like, and also they wouldn't get the chance to play a lot of games if they had bad teammates. So I think the league needs to stop looking at individuals, but start looking at the teams themselves, because the teams can do more than the individuals, and that just brings down everybody's ego, and they don't have the drive or strive to do anything.
That's actually very true point. Look, okay, so I do want to hear what you mean by looking at teams, not specifically individual. What do you mean by that?
Like, let's say there was a rivalry between, let's just say me and
You and Bro?
or no, that's a bad example because that's a, let's say Squishy and Scrubkilla. People don't really look at beef between Squishy and Scrubkilla. They always look at either C9 and Vitality, or they look at Energy and Vitality before Scrub moved away from Vitality. So I feel like if that happens with the league, then players would be more sophisticated. And I feel like in Discord servers, they need to have labels so that they get the recognition they deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's say somebody from the Muffin Boys was in a server, they should actually get their title in that server, because they basically work for nothing if they don't.
Oh yeah, that is a big like. Oh yeah. Okay, that's very true. That's something. If you're talking about rivalry, that's a big thing as well, because if you're talking about a rivalry, like, you can have individual player, right? Like, the individual player rivalries are so much looked at. Like, once there was a rivalry between Agent Mabrant and Cupnut, Agent Mabrant on the Muffin Boys and Cupnut on Team Website. So they were always going up against each other. Agent Mabrant, as most people know, Agent Mabrant for being on the Muffin Boys and being the first ever girl in the BACS, did retire, and she's now semi-pro, but she's unfortunately too young to become an actual pro in the RLCS. She has to wait another 2 years or so. But they have, like, say Agent Mabrant and Cupnut, they were so heated, and everyone was looking at the rivalry, and it was like, oh my goodness, Agent Mabrant has a better team, but Cupnut is like the player of the century. Team Website was led by Cupnut. It's like the Peeps when they won DreamHack in 2019. It's like them being led by Reynolds, but they also have Mist and I forgot who else. But Reynolds was like that main player. Reynolds was a spotlight player because he's the one that everyone's looking at. He talks a lot and everything like that. So it was basically they were looking at Reynolds versus G2 Esports in the finals of DreamHack, and Reynolds proved to be the better point, but it's true what you say that they have to look at teams in a general more than they do, like better than they do the players, because individual players, they can't do all the much, they cannot have the driver's seat. So even Justin, if you put him on a bad team or a team that's not close to his level, the whole team is probably not going to perform that good because the two players could be bringing one of the players down. It's like having 2 golds and a diamond. Or Dynasty, they had a hole in their roster. Dynasty had a plat / diamond and 2 grand champs. So that's something big to look at as well. But this is oh my god, this is crazy. But I believe you were going to talk about free agents. Because we're going to talk about free agents.
Yeah, so I think free agents need to have the drafting. There needs to be like set date and set ways that teams can draft players, like in, let's say, like real soccer. If that system is incorporated into the BACS, then players will get opportunity. Because I forget who it is, but I remember seeing somebody from the first day that I joined the BACS server to like 2 months later, and he was still a free agent. And the last draft was when he was finally not a free agent.
Oh yeah, drafts are things that we're now taking, that BACS is now taking very seriously, because before drafts there were not a lot of free agents, but now I believe, let me go look to confirm this, but last time I checked there were 44 free agents in the BACS, and I am not kidding. Let me see.
That's the problem right there. 44 free agents. How many more teams is that? That's a lot of more teams. They need to get together and do something.
Yeah,
instead of all sitting there and being free agents.
The specific free agents.
It's over 11 teams.
Okay, so how the draft used to work is specific free agents are chosen to become team captains. Okay, there are 38 free agents now. So specific free agents were chosen to become team captains, and they were the ones that were picking in the draft, as well as organizations that want to be in the BACS that do not have any Rocket League players for their organization in a specific rank. So they would come in and draft the rest of the players, and most of those players would have a team. The only problem with that is the draft is very much like the NFL or the NBA, where 2 players are not even, where 2 players of the draft are, a few players off the draft are not even going to be drafted because they're so-called not good enough from the clips that they submit in to the team captains for them to be chosen. So that's the only problem. It's like not quite literally, but it's some people look at it as a rank discrimination problem, as they're discriminating by their gameplay clips and not the rank. And most people believe opposite, that you should be submitting off the gameplay, not the rank. So this is something.
Yeah, that's what I believe as well. Because you could be a diamond. Like that's what I do with gameplay, and not. Because he was a diamond, I could easily be playing with 2 SSLs if I wanted, but thuxa had pretty good gameplay for diamonds, so I was like, let me try this and see how it works.
Yeah, and it seemed to have worked out pretty well because we have him here right now. So, what do you think of what the BACS did? And I also want to, thuxa, what do you think of what the BACS did? And also, what do you think of the players' opinions when they were saying all these things about rank and about rank not skill, or rank not gameplay, which is basically equivalent to rank not skill? What do you think about it?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with the gameplay, because I've met a gold who's better than me, so I'll feel like I'm gonna agree on skill, not gameplay. I mean, not rank, but definitely skill. I'll tell you that much.
And what do you think about the way that the BACS handles drafts?
It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna agree with it, but hey, I'm not the boss, so they do it their way. They must have this all covered.
True, and iceboy, I do want to go to you because I had you here for 2 hours straight, and I'm sorry about that, but like 1.5 hours. So I do want to. So what do you think about these players' opinions? Skill over, rank over skill. What do you think about that?
Okay, to be honest, you're using big words I don't understand. Big boy, bro. I'm not big boy. Not big brain.
But the player, okay, so they're going for rank over skill. What do you think about that? Because they're saying that their rank proves how much they've accomplished over their skill and their gameplay, and over how they play. What do you think about the player?
That's stupid. You could be like SSL and you could be like the trashiest player in the world. Your rank doesn't determine your skill. Your skill determines how good you are if you actually say that you're that good. Like you could be like a GC for example, and you still could be really bad. You don't know. You don't know what you are. You might overthink yourself and think that you're good, but then other people can call you trash. So you gotta like improve with that and try to get people to actually call you good, and not only yourself, like just call yourself good. You can't have. You gotta have the right mindset if you're gonna think about this. Because if you're like this is like the most situation in plats. Plats always overthink themselves and they always say, "Oh, I deserve like SSL or something." And in reality, they deserve like lower than bronze, low bronze. That's what they deserve. And like, it's mostly common with plats and lower ranked players to think that they're better than they actually are. And then like SSL players, it's the same with them. They could be really bad, but then they could think they're really good. Like just because you're the best rank ever doesn't mean you're the best player ever.
Okay, now I want to go to Cool Guy. I want to know your opinion about how the rank. How do you think? Okay, do you agree on the players that are arguing to be on teams rank over skill over gameplay?
I prefer skill over gameplay.
Oh, what did? Wait, hold
anything.
up. Wait. I just mixed the two up. Did you hear my grammar error right there? I said skill over gameplay. They're technically the same thing if you look at it. I meant to say skill over rank because players for some reason are arguing because they're not being drafted onto teams because they are supposedly do not have very good skill, but they want to be on the teams because of their rank. Like we had something like this a few drafts ago where it was like it was a champ team that was drafting, and it was the last pick of the draft, and they chose a Diamond 3 player over a Champ 2 player, which in the draft captain's thought played more like a plat than a champ, which to most people that I've actually watched was pretty true for them. But yeah, so what do you think about that? What do you think about the players' mentality?
You said what? You said the players what? The last sentence. The last like couple words, bro. I'm sorry, I'm deaf right now.
Okay, basically, do you agree with the players? Some of the players that got mad, rank over skill.
I prefer skill over rank. I don't know. I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's also very true, and that's proved to be something that has really held. That's been something that some of the teams have been like arguing about, but woo.
It's like your rank could be really high, but yeah, like as everybody said, like you could be really bad too. Like I don't know. It's just the way people think. It's really confusing.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to our final break, and after this, I'm going to be talking about the latest roster changes and new teams added on, as well as scrimmages and how to become in and how to get into the league. And we are going to be right back. It's going to be out. Hello everyone, welcome. Please stay tuned as we get this ready. Don't forget to like and share if you do like this. We have so much interesting news because we have some crazy news coming up in just a moment. Hello everybody and welcome back. Almost 2 hours has passed until we started this. So we haven't had much questions come into roster changes and the new teams and whatnot and how to get into the league. I want to hear from, what did I just say? Alright, this is scuffed. Okay, so I want to hear from you. Do you guys have any questions about the league at all?
Yeah, what's the grand prize for the winning team?
For league play, it is $50, $80 prize pool. League play first team is $80 but we took out gold and plat, which is something me and Iceboy did talk about earlier. They took out gold and plat because people don't want to donate their money to gold and plat, and it was taking up a lot of, like, gold and plat. We're getting like a $100, $200 grand prize for the end of the summer split before it was canceled, and we did not, like, we had a chance at giving much higher level players much more money than what they're giving. So we had a $1,500 prize pool for the for the grand champ and champ, 1,500. So we could have gave them just a little bit more money, and the people that were donating, which includes Surf, who donated a whole $1,000, which I just found out that might not even be valid at all. Does not want to donate to, like, the plat and whatnot. So the grand prize for championships. The prize pool at the moment is $1,500, but is expected to raise all the way up to $8,000 because the winter championships are going to be in February, and those are championships right after league play. Winter championship preseason starts it starts September the 22nd. Regular season starts October the 17th, I believe, but this is going to depend on the format. But right now, the format is looking at the regular season. In a few days, Yaoling, we are going to come back with the format confirmed because we're going to have over the weekend a council meeting. So for the analysts and councils of the BACS, but I talked way too much about that. And we're going to talk just a little bit about some of the roster changes. So let me just get into my MacBook laptop Discord here, so I can just look at some of these roster changes. There's so many. There's so many roster changes. We have Vault. As many of you know, Vault Esports Academy team, which is now called Team Evolve, in the league, and they just transferred one of their players out for another player. That's something to look at. Oh boy. Amulet Esports, they changed out their whole roster for a completely new set of players. They changed it to 2 academy teams and a pro team. So, and then OCD, everyone knows Ice Gaming, or now known as they got picked up by OCD or One Can Dream. They have 3 teams, and something that is very shocking to most people is that the substitute is Hunter H. The substitute is Hunter, the top mechanical player on most people's list in the whole league. So people are not always very happy about that. Those are the quick roster changes, and more in-depth roster changes are going to come in a few days. But we have to talk about how to get into the league. But one more thing. Cool Guy, do you have any questions about the league? Oh, okay.
No, not really. I do, though.
Yeah.
I was wondering, why do we have so many divisions, like the Plat division? That one we have from Champ all the way to SSL. Champs can play SSL. They just have to work on a few things. I don't know why we just don't have one league, like, from involving Champ to SSL, and that way more teams can get to play more games.
We did, and then... But the Hornets, the situation with the Hornets, remember the Hornets?
Yeah,
they were champs.
That's one thing. We should have a qualifying series, like how RLCS has RLRS. You shouldn't be able to just sign up. You should have to go through some sort of tournament environment.
The preseason is a qualifier. A team comeback got knocked out of the summer split because of a single scrimmage, and lots of teams get knocked out because of preseason qualifiers. Preseason are the qualifiers. So if you go 0-3 or 1-3 or 0-4 in the preseason, you are officially knocked out unless there is some person that has less points than your team, that has less points. So then your team in the same region, like US East, US West, US East North, US East South, US West North, US South. So I say US Est, but it's kind of based on that. But yeah, thuxa, I just saw that you have a question. What's your question?
So for the league, well, let's say there's 3rd place, 2nd place, 5th place, 10th place.
Yeah.
How far does it go in order to all those people who make money? Like, does it go to 20th? Do they all make money? I mean, 16th? How long does it go?
It depends on how many teams that are in the league. It depends on how many teams are in the league.
And what do you estimate the amount of teams?
For league play, the preseason qualifiers are determined to knock out quite a bit of teams. So an estimate of 16 champ teams, around 16 champ teams will be competing most like. That is my off the top of my head estimate after teams are knocked out. And Grand Champ, maybe 8 teams. So, but the championship is going to have so many teams. We're probably going to have a whole month just for qualifiers, which is what we actually did with the spring. We did 2 weeks for qualifiers for the spring split. So, yeah, and to make money, that was your question. I tracked off for some reason. To make money, how far do you have to go? Depending on how far it is, and depending on how the council wants to spread out the prize pool money, it can go anywhere from, in league play, it will go up to number 1 and number 2, because there's only going to be there's going to be the semifinals and finals. Those are the only things for league play, since league play is basically determining some new teams who goes and some new teams who doesn't go to the Winter Championships. So it's going to be 1 and 2. So the top 2 teams are going to be getting it, but I believe the top 8 teams for the championships are going to be getting the spread of prize pool. Let me calculate this for a moment. Hold on. Alright, wait. Okay, so it appears that each team up until 16th. Okay, so 16 teams. Okay. Alright. Okay, so $500 is going to be given out to 8,000. Alright. Okay. Let me get this. Okay, no, we have the calculations in the doc. I just forgot that. Okay, so the first team gets 1,000. The second team gets 1,000. No, wait, what? That's last year. Hold on. The second team gets 850. All right. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Okay. Third place gets 700. Okay, fourth place gets 500. Fifth place gets 500. Sixth place gets 500. Alright. Yeah, fifth place gets 500. And then the rest of the money is going to be for the Grand Champ Leagues, I believe. The rest of the money is going to be Grand Champ Leagues and is going to be saved for the 1v1 and 2v2 mini league qualifiers. So the rest of the money is basically going to be $4,450. That's going to be going for the 1v1 tournaments and the 2v2 tournaments. So yeah, that took so long to explain. I don't know why. Okay, so okay. So thuxa, okay. We're about to end the podcast, but I do want to go off on a note, right? I just want to get this up before I ask the last question. If you want to get into the BACS, there was someone, Colton Hammond, wanted to get into the BACS, but he does not have Discord. BACS mainly is off Discord, so if you want to go into the BACS, click the link in the chat, not the link in the description, because that is invalid. Click the link that I put in, that AM put in the chat about an hour and a half ago. Click that Discord link for the chat, and so you have also, if you want to get into the league, DM #Abird 89 #9184 #Abird 89 #1984, or alright, or if you want to get into the league, DM Brody BRODY space BONEZ #8630 Brody Bones #8630. do DM them, me, Abird, or also as well DM iceboy2 hashtag 4189 DM iceboy2 4189. So Goose, are you there? All right. So thuxa, Dragon Ice. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. The DMs that Dragon put into the chat, those are the ones that you should use for Discord. Also, if you do not have Discord like Colton Hammond, you friend ANO underscore DA underscore BOI on Instagram. You cannot get the communication anywhere else because the Twitter accounts for the managers have not yet been set up. But oh wait, I forgot. There's an email. All right, there's an email. I forgot about the email. The email for the BACS. Let me get to it. It is called. Where is it? Oh no! Don't tell me. I just. All right. BACSBOSSBOI@gmail.com. Bossboy. BACSBOSSBOI@gmail.com. If you, that's an email. That is such. I forgot about that. And then through that you can use Hangouts. Through that you can use Hangouts or a Google Voice number to communicate with the managers of the BACS. I literally forgot about that. So I'm going to have to go for another podcast to tell people about that because most of the people have left already. So, yeah. Thuxa, you did say, I think it was at the beginning of the podcast, that if there was a 2v2 tournament, you and Goose would be running with each other. So there have been iconic duos in the form of 2v2 tournaments, like Topher and somebody else, and also 1v1 tournaments where I have hosted that unlikely people have come out on top, like Cool Guy that we have here. He won a few 1v1 games in my 1v1 tournament event, and he ended up doing very, very well and beating Husky and the leader of North American Hornets, who claimed to be a champion. So how well do you think you can do it based on some of the gameplay that you might see? If you do not see the gameplay, do look at my channel and look at some of the Junior RLCS games that are on my channel, or on the Battle Arena Championship Series Twitch, or Junior RLCS underscore stream underscore games. So how far do you think we can go?
Sorry, what?
How far do you think you can go with Goose? It's a 2v2. Because if you have not seen the gameplay, go to my channel and you can see a lot of the gameplay for 1v1 and 2v2.
I feel like we can get, if we were to go into a 2v2 tournament, I definitely feel like we can at least get to top 8. We could go to the max. We could go pretty high. Because, he's taught me so much stuff. I've adapted to it so quick. If I'm able to keep up in his GC lobbies, I feel like I'm able to keep up in that tournament. But I feel like him and me can really go to the max. If we really have that one good day on the tournament day, then I feel like we can go to the max, definitely.
Yeah. And Cool Guy, do you think you'll be competing in some of these 1v1 and 2v2 tournaments? Because you have done pretty successful in 1v1 tournaments before, besides when you have went up against that champ 3 months ago. So are you going to be do you want to compete in those 2v2 tournaments, Cool Guy?
Most likely I will, yes.
Okay, so
I just need to find somebody for the 2s.
Okay, what rank are you again?
Diamond 2, right on 2s.
Alright, so if you were to find a very good second for your twos tournament. Like, since I've already seen your games, I've played with you a few times, how far do you think you can go, like, just seeing on how the BACS is managed and how many teams are in it?
I don't know. I'd probably go decently high. Probably around top 10.
Alright. And then Goose, are you there?
I'm here now.
Alright, so it has been said that you and thuxa could end up in a 2v2 tournament together. If you do, he did speak about it. How far do you think that you two can go in a 2v2 tournament? Already seeing a lot of these players, especially going up against one of your biggest competitions, not Solar.
Oh, you do know we wouldn't lose like a single game, right?
Alright.
Like not a single game, like come on, dude. Like, I'm just being serious with you. You haven't seen anything like me and thuxa play together. I don't care. You can say anybody.
I've seen almost like a lot of your games. I haven't seen you and thuxa play together, although I've seen thuxa play, but I haven't seen you two play together. That's something. As a matter of fact, we should actually host a 2v2 5-game scrimmage between you and thuxa and Brody and Hunter. How do you like that?
That'd be cool.
The two prodigies, the mechanical mastermind and the prodigy himself, Goose, and somebody that plays as side and that is absolutely phenomenal. And then you have Brody on his second side. That'd just be crazy. But if you want to get into the I cannot talk because I'm cold. If you want to get into the BACS and you are not, and you don't have Discord, do email bacsbossboy@gmail.com. I'll read it again. bacsbossboy@gmail.com, or DM me on Instagram at ANODABOI. Between all those words are underscores, or you can go like that on Instagram. Okay, that's a lot of information to take in of the last 2 hours. So, also, Goose,
I think the league is doing pretty good. Well, yeah, I'm actually really.
And what? Okay, so you're going to be facing very soon. One Can Dream or Ice and Brody, and then everyone's been wanting to see you two 1v1. How are you going to not 1v1, have your team go up against each other? You did talk about this earlier in the podcast. Do you want to because you were talking about this, that people should be focusing on not individual players but teams. But a lot of people are trying to focus on you and the individual players and not Solar and Brody when it comes to you and talking with them. What is your stand at that point? Do you still go with the teams?
I still want people to remember that I have game and free to play kid, and I am coming out and beating up people that have been playing since 2015, 2016, thousands of hours. And I have 209 hours, and that's to qualify for RS. So I just want them to remember that, like, I've done everything better than they have in 209 hours. Like, no offense in not getting big-headed, but I've done every single thing better than they have in a fraction of the time. 209 hours. That's just that.
Okay, there is so much. Oh wow, I just had one of my moderators and very, very good friends just pop onto the channel. Hello to everyone that just came in, Dean, MH, 2mates. to subscribe to their channels as well as can all of you drop a link to your YouTube channels in the description so I can just quickly advertise them. Dina H's channel already. If you want to go to Dina H's channel, he plays a lot of FIFA, Minecraft, homepage on my YouTube account, but this is a podcast as well, so. But, thuxa, do you have any comment on what your teammate just said?
No.
Alright. So, it does look like we have an amazingly big... Then we have the Muffin Boys. We talked about if they're going to be... Oh, God. Okay, so are the Muffin Boys going to keep their legendary status? Are the Muffin Boys going to keep their legendary status with the few new players, or will it change? Will it depend on the players, or will it depend on the legacy and the history of the team? And we also talked about our young prodigy here coming up, G00se, coming up into the league. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a 2-hour podcast for the BACS. And I am going to see you on the next episode and the next podcast of the BACS that has already featured and credited G00se, thuxa, iceboy, cool guy, not solar, and a little bit of Brody Bones in the beginning of the podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, see you on the next episode of the AGS, Blizzard, and BACS podcast.